So what are the 5 lessons that our audience here can learn from Sufi tradition to help them conquer whatever mountain in life they want to conquer?
The first thing is love. So that you love everything that you do. It has to start with yourself, which is loving yourself. So the love of God for me is getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I do my meditation, a spiritual meditation that I do it in the morning. And this is something that the first things that I do in the morning that will give me that calm and peace within myself. To be able to love anything that you do, you have to love yourself first. And these things that you do, it has to be something that is good, not just for yourself, for everyone around you, for everyone that in touch with you.
Now let's go on to the second idea.
Second, for me, is passion. So you have to be passionate. I mean, with Sufism, passion is a big thing.
How is this idea of passion different from the first idea of love?
Well, love is, when you go into loving something, for me, passion is different because when you're passionate about something, you have to have the knowledge for it. You have to have everything. So you have to read about everything to understand it. You have to get... for me, the knowledge was everything about mountaineer, and I have to understand everything that I do so I can be passionate about. So if I'll put it this way for you. When I went to the South Pole, I looked at everything negative.
Right.
And then I've learned to turn all the negative to positive. So when I was in the South Pole for 60 days, anything that faced me, I knew exactly how to turn it, but I didn't look at it as negative because I knew now how positive it is and how I can turn it.
So you're talking about passion in the sense of mastery.
Yes.
Becoming so passionate about climbing a mountain or
Yeah.
skiing the South Pole that you seek to become a master.
Absolutely. There is a beautiful quote by Razi. It's a great Arab scholar. And he said, the birth of brilliance in when you find your passion. The minute you find what you're really passionate about, then, because love is something that you feel. Passion is something that you learn to feel and learn how to love. And passion is something that you start having the knowledge for it. I needed to know exactly what is high altitude, how my body react. Okay, I need to go and do some course that I understand the body.
I see what you're saying. It's a passion to learn. It's a passion that leads to a curiosity.
Absolutely.
Right?
Learning is the most, I don't want to be speaking about something that I did not practice. I want to go there and tell you about this, that dreams come true because I practice it. That everything you can imagine is real because if you practice it, you love it, you're passionate about, then why not be able to do it? Like, what will be reason not to do it?
I love that idea. Let's go on to the third idea.
Third is the practice. Everything that we do, we have to start with ourselves. We have to practice ourselves. And I mentioned earlier this beautiful verse of the Quran that I always follow, that God does not change what's in you until you want to change it. In anywhere you go in the world, doesn't matter what the culture, what the religion, it's you have to make that change. And how you're going to make the change is to practice, is to be disciplined. You have to discipline yourself. And I think discipline is a massive word that I always, everything I wanted to do and follow, I always put to myself a red line that I cannot cross. And I have to be disciplined to be able to do it. Then discipline comes from practice and might be difficult in the beginning because change for people is always the most difficult things. And, for me, I think taking decision to change, but that decision have to have discipline and practice and passion and love, everything that we talked about, that will get you to where you are.
Beautiful.
Everyone has an Everest in their life, and Everest can be absolutely anything in life. It could be your education, it can be your work, it can be your family, it can be anything, but you can deal with it as a mountain. Now, why would I say that is that every time I do something, I feel that I'm climbing a mountain. And I know when I climb a mountain, I have to have some basic things that I need to learn, basic things that I have to have within me. And there is always going to be the sacrifice, but I have to find my goal. I have to find my dream. So, if anything you do in life, if you don't have something that you see a little bit too further, like not here close to you, you need to see where you're going. And I think in Sufism, the visualization, when you visualize things, this is where, I can sit, I can do my meditation like Rumi did, like Shamsi Tabrizi did. They did all the visualization, and then Tabrizi met Rumi in Konya, and before they met in person, because he visualized it. And I think I visualize everything. So in my life, I have, every time I do something, for me, it's an Everest. It's not just a mountain, but it's a goal that I put myself. So I always have to have a goal or a dream in front of me for me able to go through all the process and all the practice that I do to achieve it.
Beautiful. I love what you said. What you're essentially saying is create mini Everest. Mini Everest, lots of little mountains, goals that you want to accomplish in life. And let these goals be a map to help you navigate life.
Absolutely.
And the final idea.
The final idea is the intention, which is what is your intention by doing any idea you have, any dream, any goal. What is the intention behind it? If this intention is to make a difference to your community, to your people, to the world, then I guess it's going to take you so far, because the good intention, if it's not all about me, it's not, I don't do everything that I do, everything I do, every time I do it for somebody else, which is, refugee people in refugee camps, children. For me, I published 2 children book. I have another 5 children book coming, just to tell children about all over the world that nothing is impossible, that you can achieve your dream. I have the story, and especially in the Middle East. When I wrote the children book, it was all about teaching the people to respect other religion. In Everest, story, Dare to Dream, I was climbing with a Buddhist. His name is Lakpa. Right. We were sitting in 23,000 feet and 26,000 feet in the same tent. He used to pray to the goddess of the mountain, which is just there, Everest. Right. And I used to pray for God. And we both were there in this room, and we have one single goal, which is to climb that mountain and go. He had the respect, I have to have the respect. He go into this monastery, beautiful monastery, I go inside the monastery and I enjoy it, and I take everything they want to give me, all the energy, everything that they have, and I'll keep what I believe, because that's also something that it's giving me a power to go and climb that mountain. So the goddess of the mountain, this is how I feel. God is everywhere, and I believe the both, but I go with him and we pray together and we accept. So acceptance as well, from the intention is the acceptance, that you have to accept everything around you, that you shouldn't have any wall. Your belief should not affect how you look at life.
Mm-hmm. You're talking essentially about living from intention. Having the intention for how you want your day to unfold, the intention for what mountain you want to climb, and even if there's turmoil around you, staying true for that intention.
Absolutely.